It's time to set up my portable wood shop. The only difference of what I'm going to do today and what I do out on the jobs is that typically my trailer will be parked in the driveway, right up, butted up to the garage, and then I'm able to open the garage door, put my ramp down, and leave the setup there until the job is done. So I set up once, leave it on the job till the job is done, then break down and take off. In this case, obviously, I'm in this space, and so this is where I store my trailer and do my shop work here.
All right, so the first thing I do on every job is clear the aisleway, whether I'm using the tools or not. So I got my garbage can, hand truck, and a couple of table saws. So I pulled those out of the aisle. Then I drop both my air hose and my 100-foot extension cord a couple of feet through the bottom. Just pull them out together, drop the air hose off so I've got air for the job, and then plug in the main power cord. Of course, it's dark in there, so I use a little shop light, plug the pigtail in, and then plug in the air hose, and boom, it's all set up and ready to go. Then the first thing I do on just about every job is set up my total station. It's my primary bench. I use it on just about every job. Pretty quick to set up, just put the sawhorses in place, and then, of course, unload all the various parts and pieces. Put the bench where I want it, just line up the horses to the tabs on the bottom, and drop it right on, and it's pretty much ready to go there unless I want the extensions. In my shop case, I always put the right side on, and then I just store the left side in case I need it. It's pretty quick to set up. Tried to make the bench so that it's not a big assembly process. In fact, the miter saw itself just slides on, and there's a little dado on the bottom of the wood that's on the bottom of the saw. It just drops in, so perfect alignment every time. And then a wedge that holds it in place. Much quicker than bolting on. The Paulk workbench, it's my larger bench, and you know, I don't set that up on every job, but in my shop I like to have it. It works as an outfeed table, router table, and a big assembly bench. Got some keyhole assembly that bolts it together, makes it very rigid. The table saws are on gravity lift stands, so I just lift them into place and match them up instead of hanging them the way I used to. Vacuums, I set up 3 vacuums. I like all of my tools to have suction on them. It makes my cleanup much faster, so the few minutes to set up the vacuums is well paid for just in one day, and then usually I'm on a job for multiple days, so the setup time is amortized over days. And then I have a vacuum for my miter saw, but I haven't set up the table saw on that one yet. I've got to get a splitter, but just about there.
That's the full shop setup in less than 15 minutes, closer to about 12 minutes, and I wasn't rushing. I've just done it a bunch of times, and so I have a system to it. Typically when I go on a job, 50% of the time I don't set up the larger bench and the second table saw. I'll set up the total station and one table saw on almost every job, except the smallest jobs where I'm doing, a real quick small thing. But typically I'll set this up. A lot of times I don't put the extensions on. When I'm doing hardwood, for example, the only thing I set up is this bench, this saw, and the table saw, and because I don't need the extensions for that. When I'm doing trim and doing lots of window wraps and things like that, I will just set this up. I don't need to set this up. When I get into the custom builds, the mantles and the bookcases and things, I set those up. But the real advantage to this is that I have my tool room, my tool trailer, which will be probably a little further away. It's going to be maybe another, if this is the garage, it'll be another 10 or 15 feet backed up right to the garage, if even that. And so then I have my shop set up. I can go and get any of the hand tools that I need or any of the materials, and I'm able to efficiently move back and forth. Now sometimes when I'm doing hardwood for example, I'll set this up in the room that I'm cutting in typically or installing, or in a room just adjacent to it, so that I can run and make cuts, the efficiency of movement. I don't want to have this, another 30 or 40 feet away. I want it nearby. And so if I'm doing a big room, I'll have it on one side, do a lot of hardwood, and then throw some tarps down, and then actually set up the saw on the hardwood and then finish the room out. But you can have a full-on shop. With this shop, I can build detailed cabinets if I want to. The track saw and the plywood breakdown here, assembly on this. Again, because I've got this table for assembly and breaking down plywood, it leaves my miter saw bench cleared up. a secondary table saw, using this one as a primary when this is set up. And then I can set up my router here, particularly if I'm doing hardwood. I make transitions and things, and so I want to have a router table so that fence enough can be set up. It doesn't interfere with the miter stand, and I'm not doing super long pieces, so I don't need the space that I can grab on this one when I'm building cabinets and I need a router station set up. I'll do it on the big one. But the bottom line is that there's a lot of different ways to do it. I find this very quick, very efficient, and modular in a way that I can set up the full shop like this, or I can set up the parts and pieces I need for the particular work I'm on. If you like these videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, but most important, share the videos with others. And if you want a set of workbench plans, the total station plans, or any of the other plans that I've produced, click on the link right here in the video. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.